Hi, my name is Leah Day and welcome to this video for the Free Motion Quilting Project. Today we're going to learn another form, another texture of foundation piecing, this time working in the purple section of hair for Express Your Love. And I really want to go back to the log cabin version that we did with the yellow section and how we connected those two log cabin blocks together. Kind of gave me an idea, and it was the inspiration for this. I really like that idea of starting with a triangle shape and then building off of it, kind of almost creating a braid effect. So let's get on the machine and see how this is going to work. So here's my foundation, again prepared, and I've taken one extra step this time, and that is to mark a line down the center of this piece. And I think that's going to be a really handy guideline, simply because we're going to want to keep our braid, that point of that triangle down at the tip, running all the way through the line. And I've grabbed a square. This is about a 3-inch square of fabric. I really want a good amount of fabric right here at this end, simply because this end is going to be entirely turned, and I really want to be able to turn it easily when we get into the applique. So I'm going to place it just like that. Grab another piece, and I'm just using some narrow strips here of purple, and lay it on top just like that. So I've got my big kind of square, and I've got the corner of it coming into the piece, and then I've laid on top. Just from the tip of the corner down is how I'm going to stitch this. Okay, here's our piece. I'm going to finger press that over. And see, I'm already getting a little bit in trouble because I really want, when I put my second piece on, maybe this is right. I mean, I'm kind of making this up as I go along, but I'm really wanting the next piece to come in line so the corner of it hits this mark out here, and it's kind of one of those things I'm guesstimating with. So let me kind of put this piece in, flip it over, and see how this is going to lay out. If I put that like that, it's going to end up kind of filling the space completely, and that's not really the look that I'm going for. So I think I'm going to try and angle it over, and I might end up having to cut off a little bit of that tip. I might have to, kind of overlay some of the other fabrics, but another solution is to not worry so much about how it ends up when I sew the strip on. I can just always cover it up with the next strip. So I think that's what I'm going to end up doing. Lay this out, and again sew from the tip to the tip. Make sure everything stays nice and flat. I think I forgot to press this one, so I might get in trouble for that. Okay. I'm going to press it open, and then I'm going to take it to my ironing board and see what it looks like then. Okay, so here we are, ready to put on our next strip. And like I said, I think I'm going to kind of angle this a little bit. I might end up, kind of overlaying the pieces before it, but I think that's really going to be the best way to work this out. So I'm going to kind of angle it that way. Really, it's one of those things where you kind of have to put a piece on and see what happens, and if it doesn't exactly work out, and try and see if you can overlap it somehow to get what you're wanting, the look that you're wanting. And if that doesn't work, then you can always pick up a seam ripper, because this is just fabric and thread. And if I really botch it, then I can just make another foundation and start over again. It's not that big of a deal. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. And now I'm going to hit it with my iron and see what happens next. So at this point, I just want to overlay those pieces again. Kind of figure out a nice angle to make that look good. And also making sure that my piece is wide enough where if I make this angle, I also have, it's going to catch all of that stitching, the piece of fabric underneath all the way to the edge of the foundation. If it doesn't do that, then I need to go cut a wider strip. But that looks pretty good to me, and so the angle is going to be something like that. Okay. So now I'll just finger press this over so I open it up, and you can already start to see the texture that this form of foundation piecing is creating. It's really a beautiful braid effect where, you know, this piece is being overlaid by this piece all the way up, back and forth, all the way through the foundation. And once it's entirely filled, I think it's going to look really beautiful. So that's it for this video. I hope that you've enjoyed learning this new form of foundation piecing. It's a lot of fun to come up with these different textures and see what is possible just working with strips and stitching on a foundation and flipping and pressing and seeing what happens. It's been a lot of fun to explore this, and I hope that you've enjoyed it too. So definitely check out the next set of videos about taking this, whenever it gets finished, taking this, turning the edges and turning it into an applique. This is foundation piecing in applique, and it was really funny. Someone commented on the blog that I should acronym it with, or call it FAPplique, and I think that sounds a little funny, but it really, that's kind of the term that I'm liking now, simply because it's foundation piecing, that's the start, and then we turn this into an applique, and then we're going to put it on this background behind me. So make sure to check out and find those videos coming up soon on the Free Motion Quilting Project. You can find that at freemotionproject.com. Until next time, let's go quilt.